This is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
How are you dealing with stress these days? Be honest. The triggers for stress are all around us, starting with the impact that COVID-19 is having on our communities and our country. Social unrest adds to that sense of discomfort and angst, and all of it can be unhealthy if we don't figure out a way to deal with it and move ahead with our lives. But that's often easier said than done, and when we don't learn to channel that stress in the right way, experts say we can hurt ourselves and others. Dawn Lawless is on the front lines of offering the help many need. She founded the nonprofit Counseling Connections about 13 years ago and is here this morning to talk about what she's seeing in the community as COVID stress mounts. Good morning, Dawn. Stress is certainly something that is a part of our lives, but what we're going through right now seems quite different, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. We are all on high alert watching these numbers.
What are you seeing coming in through your office and feedback that you're getting from people who call out for help?
We are absolutely seeing a rise in calls for anxiety and some mood adjustments. So people are struggling with the isolation, and they're struggling with being alone and not having access to the resources that they need to really be able to get help.
Mm-hmm. How can someone know that they may need to talk to someone for professional help? You know, we have stress all the time, and a lot of us, I'm sure, think we're managing it just fine. How do we know when to call out to get the help that we may need?
That's a great question. We always need to be aware. Suicide is a part of our everyday conversation now, and sadly, that's our reality, but it has to happen. We have over 3,700 deaths by suicide each year, and it's impacting our community in devastating ways. The people who are left behind are hurting, and there's just this multiplying cycle that's occurring. What we are looking for when we're with our friends or family members, or we're seeing posts on social media, we're going to be looking for people who are talking about death or talking in a depressed tone, saying they don't really want to be there anymore, saying that they're thinking about hurting themselves. Or if you identify a friend or a family member who has all of a sudden changed in their mood, there's high anxiety, or there's anger, or there's rage that wasn't there before. Maybe you're seeing them sleep too much, or maybe you're seeing them not sleep enough. Those are all indicators that we need to start asking questions. You
know, we talked earlier here, you told me Brazoria County's suicide rate is about 89% of what it was last year, and we're just halfway through the year. That's a scary statistic, which really lets us know that there's a real need for support out there. You're a nonprofit, so how do your services work? Talk about that.
No, we're absolutely a nonprofit, and I couldn't go on without talking about what's going on in our county. Counseling Connections is part of the Mental Health Task Force of Brazoria County. That's made up of school districts, law enforcement agencies, advocates, and other nonprofits. So we all work together to figure out ways to strategize and save lives. So in our agency, and as most of the other mental health agencies are doing, we've all moved to remote access, meaning we're using telehealth. Mm-hmm. And the awesome part of that is it's allowing us to engage with clients on a different level, and we're able to be more flexible with scheduling. So telehealth has been really awesome. And during these critical times, we're needing to be flexible and respond to that.
You say on your website that God is at the center of what your organization provides. What does that mean? And what if I don't believe in God? Does that mean you won't help?
No, absolutely not. So we are a Christian-based organization. And what that means is that we look at counseling from our own value system. But we are a nonprofit, so we welcome everybody. We serve everyone here. We've served atheists, we've served Muslims, we've served agnostics, we serve people who just don't know. And because the clinical services are evidence-based, we're all licensed therapists, so nobody's getting hit over the head with a Bible here. We just have that as our foundation of core beliefs.
So I want to just kind of take a moment to lay back on the couch and get some advice from you right now.
Okay.
What kinds of things can we do in our everyday lives to keep stress from building up to a point where we feel like we're going to pop? Is there something, a simple thing that we can do to kind of make life a little easier for ourselves?
I love that question. And personally, we're going through some stress in our home. All of us are dealing with this, and all of us are vulnerable to mental health conditions that are not ideal. So I love that you're asking for that. One of the things that I have found with clients and also personally is to just disengage from the media, whether it means turning off our phones, turning off our television, and talking to people. We need to connect as much as we can. The other thing I highly recommend is that we take time to meditate every day. I have built the practice of journaling, so I'm writing notes every day and visualizing how do I want my day to go and what am I responsible for in this and what am I not responsible for. So with uncertainty about jobs, with uncertainty about where our kids are going to go to school or how they're going to be schooled or will they make it to school, being able to journal and get our thoughts clear is the best thing that we can do.
Got about 30 seconds. If somebody needs some help and they don't have money, are you able to help them in some way, shape, or form, even if they don't have money?
Absolutely. We do have free services, especially in Brazoria County. Our commissioner courts and the city of Pearland have done an amazing job of securing funds to be able to provide counseling services for people in Brazoria County who are without or who have been directly impacted by COVID. They simply need to go to our website at counselingconnections.org and sign up for an appointment request.
Dawn, thank you so much for what you're doing. I know it makes a big difference for those people who reach out, and now that we've let people know, they can reach out to you as well. Hopefully you get some people who, if they need the help, they'll reach out for you, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Dawn. Appreciate you so much.